Hey there, I'm Trevor Houston, the creator of the Who You Know Summit, and I'd like to welcome you to the Who You Know Job Networking Show.
On our program, we'd like to show you a job search like you've never seen.
Everything from getting noticed by employers, how to properly format your resume, and how to network effectively using LinkedIn to drive recruiters to your profile.
We even take suggestions from our amazing community.
So if you want to learn all things job search, go ahead and subscribe now.
Focus! It's all about the job search. So if you want to learn how to land that next success, you heard them. All you got to do is subscribe and ring that bell so you don't miss out on a thing. Hello and welcome to the Who You Know Job Networking Show, where what you know is important, but
who y'all know?
Man, come on, that
Do
was
it, Mark.
weak.
Come on, Mark.
Come on, man, come on.
Who you know?
Come on, who you know?
Who you know makes
It's
the
Who You Know
difference.
Wednesday, baby.
Makes
Come on, man.
all the difference
You know how it
in
is.
the world.
Who You Know can make all the difference in your job search.
And it does.
Guys, we got an amazing show for you today. We're super excited because we've got one of our very own Who You Know, I don't know what we're going to call them. Who You Know, just amazing
You Know
people.
friends.
Yeah, community.
Yeah, who you
I like it.
know?
Family.
Community. We got Josh Faris in the house. What's up, Josh?
Hey, Josh.
What's up, everybody? Hey, happy to be here.
Thanks for
And
joining.
Josh said hello.
Man.
Who else we got?
Well, we also got Mark online, but we're going to get to him in just a second, okay? But let's go to the audience real quick. Let's go to the audience and see who we got online with us. Let's give some shout-outs. Philip, Sherry, how are you? Good to see you here with us. Meg Rose, how are you?
Hey, Meg
Jason
Rose.
Hopper, Jim
Meg Rose
Tipton,
likes my
Mark
dad
Lushington Murray, Steve Madison, Greg Bailey. Guys, we love you.
You're just going through them all.
Yeah. I had
Gina
to.
Patton. Oh, I haven't seen Gina Patton in a minute.
Gina Patton, yeah.
Julie Van Orden.
Who else? Shauna Reinhart, how are
Patty
you?
Bashy.
Patty Bashy. Lena. Oh.
Lena.
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 Talked to Lena this morning. Hey, Lena.
Peter
Hey, Kelly
Sharo.
Snyder. Kelly Snyder said, hey, Josh Faris.
What up, Kelly?
What up, Kelly?
Catherine McCord. What's up, Catherine?
Oh, yeah. Hey,
Hey,
Catherine.
well, I hung out with Catherine this morning.
Y'all, let's give you a shout out. Come on in the comments. Let's get your comments rolling in. We got Ruthie Elliott. We got Agneta. We got Raymond. What's up, Raymond? Who else? JC. I can't say
There's
the
a lady
last
named
name.
Holly Gordon
Sapal?
on there.
Supple. I can't do it, JC. I'm sorry. Okay,
JC.
I apologize. Beth
Sepul.
Wills.
Sepul.
Hey, Beth.
Like most of you all are doing, but if you haven't, let us know where you're tuning in from.
Yep.
What
Mike
locality you're
Materian's
watching
in the
from.
house.
Yep. Hey, Mike.
Hey,
And let us know what you're looking for. Hashtag and what you're looking for.
Yeah,
let
put
us
a
know, be
hashtag what
sure.
you're searching for. Also, if you are hiring, we want to hear from you as well. So this is a big old community, guys. We love each other. We want to help each other, support each other, and that's what this is about. So
Yeah.
make sure you're putting those hashtags. You're connecting with each other. And if you're hiring right now, I want you to put now hiring. Or if you're a coach or supporting the network, get in there. Get in that chat. Get in the chat. We want to hear from you.
Yep. Jump right on in. The
Lisa
water's
Taylor. Hey, Lisa.
Man, we got an amazing audience.
Man,
Look at
everybody,
this.
people are coming in.
Krista, what's up? And McKinney, what's up? Gene,
Kristen
what's up?
Waterloo.
All right, guys. So we got a very special prayer for you today. Okay, this is something that is brought to you by Josh Faris, actually. So I want to talk about this for just a second. So something that we've always done is have a prayer of the day, right, for the audience. It's important.
It's important.
Faith is a cornerstone for the Who You Know show and for us, and so it's very, very important for us. Josh, you have been watching for quite some time, and he sent me a prayer request, right? And I thought it was really awesome because no one had really done that before.
Yeah, nobody's done that.
In the history, no one has given a prayer request. And I was like kind of thrown back by it. I was like, we celebrate landings, we pray over the listeners, we do all these different things. And I was like, all right, here's what we're going to do. We have to do that now. It's part of the show. So thank you so much for doing that. Guys, if you have anything that, you want prayer for, you want to pray for someone else, right? Send it in to whoyouknowshow@gmail.com. We don't only just want to celebrate the winnings and the landings and all that kind of stuff. We want to pray for you too. So, Josh, will you do us the honors today and say the prayer for our listeners?
I'd be happy to.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'd be happy to. Dear Heavenly Father, I just want to start off this prayer by just saying thank you so much for these guys in this room and for the team that they have assembled that have a heart to help people who are struggling, who are looking for a new career, Lord. And I'm just so thankful that you open this door to me and to many others here in the North Texas Metroplex. But Lord, as you have blessed this ministry, as it has gotten larger and larger, they are reaching people all across this country. They are reaching people up in the Northwest and down on the Gulf Coast right now that have just been, their careers and livelihoods have been destroyed by fires and hurricanes. People have lost lives. And so, Lord, we just want to say this prayer today, not just for the job seekers here in North Texas, but for the people across this country, across the world, who may be facing things that are much different than we're facing here, but are still facing just a catastrophic loss that just came out of nowhere, Lord, that you will bless them with other groups like this that can rally around them and lift them up and meet their needs, whatever those may be, Lord. So we just ask that you continue to do that and watch over them and keep them safe. In your name we pray, amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thanks, Josh.
Amen.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, guys, that's going to be a new part of the show. So if you have something that you want prayer for, and Josh, what I loved about when you sent the email, you know, it was selfless. That's why I want to tell you, that's why you're here today.
Oh, thanks, man.
No, really. You have been a giver. This guy has a spirit to him. So I'm super excited to get this chance to get to know you a little bit better.
Yeah.
Really, because every time I turn around, he's giving. And without even asking. He's never asked not once for anything in return. He's just been giving, coming up with ideas and different things and, you know, praying for other people and prayer requests. And so I'm like, you know what, man, I want you here. So thank you for coming.
Man. And I just want to say that to bring it full circle, I wouldn't be here if the first time I tuned in, Foster hadn't started with the prayer. And I'm glad I wasn't late that day. But when I was looking through all this, I know we'll talk about it more, but that prayer was where I knew this was the place I needed to be to continue my job search. And so I think it's funny how it came full circle, but
our entire network is that way.
Yeah, and I love it. I think that's what makes it so special.
That's awesome.
Thanks, Josh.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lord.
So we've got a lot to be thankful for.
Ooh,
we've got
man.
some landings. So guys, get your hands ready
on
LinkedIn, your celebration hands, and your donut emojis. Don't forget the donut emojis.
Yeah, they don't have any calories.
Foster, you want to tell them about the donuts?
Okay, check this out, you guys. Okay, it's been this way for about 15 years. When you land a job, we want to celebrate. We celebrate with sugar. Donuts are the breakfast of champions, right? So we ask that you bring donuts when you land. And then, guys, check this out. So when you get a contract, because contracts are a big part of what we do in today's economy, you might want to consider getting a contract. So when you get a contract, bring us a donut whole. But I want Trevor and the guys to tell you why.
Because it's not a whole job.
Wow.
That's a Mark Dad joke. That's a Mark Dad joke.
Now, guys, you can amend the Constitution. I mean, we've had cookies, we've had fruit, we've had barbecue. You know I was going to say that.
Yeah, you can send in whatever you want. We just like food. Okay.
Yeah, we like
look,
food.
Meg Rose with the donut emojis. I love it.
Yep.
All right. Okay. So here we go, guys. Get your hands on LinkedIn ready for Eddie Knight.
Hey.
Eddie Knight, congratulations. We also got Robert Smith.
Robert
Go,
Smith.
Robert.
All right.
Robert Smith.
Who else you got, Mark?
Hey, we got a very special one because she has actually been very close part of the Who You Know network, the Who You Know family, actually with New York Life. Tanisha Torrey.
Tanisha.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Good.
Congratulations. Yeah, she got landed at USAA. So.
Oh, USAA is a good
That's
one.
right. Yep.
That's a good one. We got a number of people out of the network that are USAA. And guys, guess what? The Falcon has landed.
Uh-oh.
Foster, what are you talking about? Amy Falcon moved up to Washington State, and she has landed a job in Washington State. She just texted me. And Falcon means falcon in French. So, so Bruce Falcon, if you're listening, this is the lady I tried to introduce you to. So the Falcon has landed, you guys. Let's put it together for Amy Falcon.
Hey, all right, Amy. That's great.
All right. So now I got the tip of the week. I'm going to
Good.
keep this one short.
Okay.
All right, I'll try. You know how I can talk. So, guys, how many of you in the comments, I want to hear from you real quick. How many of you came to the last Job Resource Management Series, webinar number 6? Josh, I know you were there. All right, let me hear you in the comments, because what did we talk about?
And we talked about how to make your LinkedIn profile pop.
Yeah, but with what?
Videos.
There you go. with
Videos.
So we were talking all about video, and I recently have gone through a boot camp, a LinkedIn video marketing boot camp from Shay Rowbottom. So we have a very, very special featured guest, okay, who's been on this show and is doing amazing things. They call her the Queen of LinkedIn. She's going to be joining us in Coach's Corner September 21st. So that's this upcoming Monday. Guys, you need to be there. Coach's Corner. Make sure you get registered. It's super important because she is going to teach you how to get the attention you deserve from those employers just by turning on your LinkedIn profile. And let me tell you something. The Queen of LinkedIn, she's been bringing it. All right.
Yes, she has. Yes, she has.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the tip. Make sure you're at Coach's Corner September 21st.
Yeah, y'all go to Coach's Corner.
Sometimes you just got to know about the resources, right? That are
Yeah.
out there. So sometimes you just got to get
I
that
know
info.
some of those coaches.
Got to get the 411.
Yeah, trust me, you don't want to miss this one, guys, for sure. All right, guys, let's go to a real quick commercial break, but don't go anywhere because when we come back, we got Mark Yuska in the
Yuska.
house.
Yuska.
Yuska?
Yuska.
All right,
Trevor,
don't go anywhere.
you
We
know.
got Mark in the house.
Yeah, Mark coming.
You want to transition out of your career and do something tech related, CodeUp is the place for you. When I came to CodeUp, I was actually working at a chain hair salon. It was just starting not to be for me anymore. My goals were to never work a weekend ever again, to have full health care and benefits, and to just have more time with my son. And now I've met all of those goals. I don't have any regrets. I just regret not coming sooner when I saw those billboards when I was driving down the highway.
How are you spending extra time at home? Perfecting kitchen skills? Learning a new language? What about your education? At Waldorf University, we're offering 25% off your first online course. It's your time. It's your future. Start today.
The Who You Know Network has helped me tremendously with my job search. They've really taught me how to connect with people, how to really network with people, especially in these times where it's a bit difficult. They also taught me some methods, some techniques to help me stand out from the crowd.
I can't say enough about the Who You Know Network. Trevor and the guys were very instrumental in making sure that I got increased activity in my job search. Taught me a lot of tools and tricks, a bunch of other stuff that you'd think a guy like me who'd been in the recruiting business for a while would already know, but they've been very helpful and I would highly recommend them.
I was convinced to go to the summit that they have on Mondays. I learned so much just from that little amount of time. It was just such a great, supportive group of people. And when they made the engagement pod, Who You Know team as a whole, they keep you focused and they work with you. They work alongside you.
I've learned things about changing up my resume and making it more customized for every single job search and job application, as well as updating and really personalizing not only my cover letters, but my thank you notes when I've had interviews. It's not about what you know, it's about who you know.
Welcome back to the Who You Know Job Networking Show, where what you know is important, but
who you know makes a difference, you guys. It does.
who you know.
Who you know.
Who you know makes all the difference in your job search.
Yes.
Guys, we're super excited because we've got a very special guest in the house. We've got Mark Yuska. Did I say it right? Wrong. I did it wrong.
No.
Yuska.
It works. Thank you.
Yeah, I keep doing it wrong. So let me give you a little quick intro. Mark Yuska, I did it. Okay, Mark Yuska, owner of Alliance Nationwide Exposition, producing 500 plus trade shows a year. Most recently founded the Together Again Expo, creating a model for safe expos, helping to bring back 10 million U.S. jobs lost in the events industry. So we're excited to have you back, man. 10 million jobs. That is amazing. Mark, I appreciate you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me. Good. Nice to meet you. And yeah, 10 million jobs. That's the exposition industry is actually larger than the car industry. and
Oh, wow.
the automobile, and it has not been discussed. You've probably, as you just said, wow, it has not been brought up anywhere. You rarely see any news or economic news on the trade show industry, but yes, 10 million jobs. So where we started this is I founded a company, Alliance Nationwide Exposition. We produced roughly 500 trade shows a year. We went to zero when COVID hit. We were producing nearly $2 million a month in income, went to zero. I had to lay off hundreds of employees, upwards of 10 family members. It's been very painful, not just for me, but for everyone working for us. And my story, in short, is to try to. I made it a mission, and I said, "Hey, how do I help the ones around me? How do I help the people in my life? And how do we bring hope back to our community?" So one of the first places I went was to my preacher, and I asked my preacher. I said, "Where do I start?" I said, "This mountain is so big. How do I start the climb? Where do I go?" And first thing he told me is, he said, "Start with gratitude." He said, "Take that." I said, "Well, what else do you have?" He said, "That's all you need." He said, "Start with gratitude." So went home, thought about that a little while. And my next stop was my best friend and my wife and my consultant, who is my wife. And I asked her, I said, "This is the first time in my life. I don't know what to do. I don't even know where to start. The mountain is so big. Where do I go?" And her words to me were, "Build. That's what you do. You build." She said, "Build something that will help others and build it big enough that no one can tear it down." So that's where the idea of Together Again Expo came. So we worked very hard. It's a long story, but we produced the first exposition in the United States post-COVID in Orlando in July. And it was an accomplishment. And we started the healing process.
Man, that's awesome. So, I mean, okay, first of all, I didn't want to cut you off because you were talking, but I am going to do this. So he said gratitude, right?
Yep.
That's where you start, right? And I think that's super important. You have to assess when you're going through a bad time, like, okay, what do I have? What am I thankful for? What am I grateful for? Gratitude.
An attitude of gratitude.
Yeah. And I love where you started. You went to your preacher, right? Like, where do I start? The mountain is too high, and so, man, mic drop for that. So, okay, let's go to the audience real quick, because I like that. That was a mic drop moment there. Do you have any questions that you would like to ask our audience?
Yes. Where was the first trade show held after post-COVID, Together Again Expo? Where was it held?
Oh, wow.
Okay. So he's trying to see how much y'all were listening, okay? So where was the first expo? Right after COVID, right? The very first expo, where was it held? Tell us.
Name of the building.
What's that?
Name of the facility.
The name of the facility. Okay.
He's
the
gonna
name
get
of the building. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Dang, I don't even know if I was listening. Hold
All right.
up.
We're gonna.
He didn't
we're gonna.
say.
He didn't say.
You just have to know Orlando and where trade shows happen.
Yep, that's right. That's right.
He's gonna get you.
Oh, yeah.
See, okay. So the comments are coming in right now.
So we got
Clark
we
was the
we
first
got
one
the
coming
comments
in.
in. All right, guys, we got you. Florida, right? And it was Orlando. You see that in the comments. He's asking for the name of the building.
The name of the
building.
building.
What was the name of the building?
I know my trade show people are watching. Y'all better get this.
That's right.
So hold on. I'll tell you another little secret how you can figure this out. What company owns this company? Google it.
That's as bad as a dad joke right there.
You like that?
That's bad. That's a dad joke.
That's that past Mac
Was that-
Rose's.
All right.
Make Rose up
Okay,
like a
wait.
pass,
Hold on.
isn't
I got one. Orlando Convention Center? No.
Oh.
Expo Center?
Nope.
No.
OCCC.
Mark,
There you go.
That was good. That was a good question.
There you go.
OCCC.
That's
Orange
it.
County Convention Center.
Orlando County. I used to live
Beth
3
Wilkes.
blocks from there.
That was Beth Wilkes. Congratulations,
Good job, Beth.
Wilkes.
Beth Wilkes. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Round of applause. Okay. So, and we'll dive a little bit deeper because I really want to get into, your story and some of the challenges you've had to overcome to get to where you are right now. But why don't you tell Beth real quick? Tell her what she won.
We will be holding another Together Again Expo in Dallas, Texas
All right.
in October. In conjunction with this Together Again Expo, we're going to hold one of the first concerts, socially distanced concerts. And the concert calls for 6 people in a pod, in a group, socially distanced. So we're offering the winning is the one pod of 6 people to watch the concert October 22nd in Dallas, Texas.
Nice.
Amazing.
All right.
Amazing. Beth Wilkes.
She said,
Congratulations.
So yeah,
Congratulations.
that's pretty cool. So it's a socially distant concert.
Uh-huh.
You get a pod. And Beth, you get to bring 6 people with you. Who you bringing? Who you bringing?
Beth, can I go? Can I go, Beth? Can I go?
Just say it. Just say it. No, but it has to be it's supposed to be your people that are in your close, right? Your close circle.
People you live with, or people you work with, people you're in close contact with on a regular basis.
Yeah. So you can't bring me. That's
Yep.
I've been disqualified.
Yep. Y'all have been living together.
But awesome. Congratulations, Beth. That is awesome. And we'll make sure to connect you. Mic drop giveaway. Love that. So tell us some of the challenges that you've gone through. Like, how has it been since you've had everything kind of shut down? Like, how did you start that first convention? And like you said, it was a mountain that you had to climb. Like, what were some of the challenges you had to overcome?
The challenges were literally they felt impossible, insurmountable. Fact of the matter is, we had to plan this, or we planned it in the depths of the quarantine when things were shut down, with the vision that life would return to some normalcy in the future, but we just didn't know when. So the biggest challenge was overcoming the fear and of spreading COVID, of an event that actually hurts people and doesn't help them. So that was the starting point, and that was a hard thing to overcome. And at the time, if you all look back, maybe go back 4 months from here, and remember the state of mind, and remember where people were, and imagine trying to plan a large-scale event under those conditions. It was very difficult, very difficult.
Yeah, I can imagine that because, there was a lot of fear, a whole lot of fear, not just with like what you said. You had to overcome your fears to move forward, but like everybody was going through fear at that time. And I think the fear has I think people are just like tired of fear. I think we're just sick of fear. Everybody's just tired of it. But yeah, that had to have been tough because people were scared to get out, and there still are people that are scared to get out.
Oh yeah. Mark, I'm interested to hear, and I know part of what the intro was creating jobs, right, and opportunities with your conventions, with your company, and Together Again, right? And I love that name because it just
that is a good name.
Exemplifies that we're all in it, right? It just tells us that, hey, we're all in this together. So, what kind of impact? My question is, what kind of impact, I guess, is this having on the people that you're looking to employ, your employment prospects, and maybe how can you relate this to people that are in career transition? Some tips that you might suggest to them during their search time.
Sure. Ultimately, what we were able to provide was hope on some level. The exposition industry it's in disarray. It's in a bad place. So hope was the first thing, and the second question was how to apply this in your own life, in the job search. And as I stated earlier, starting with gratitude and starting from a position of pushing out of your comfort zone. This pushed me way out of my comfort zone. Before all this, I was a company owner. I was an entrepreneur. I built a company for 13 years, and I had not been on a stage. I had not spoken in public for 13 plus years. I always viewed myself as a person that was in the background. And this thrust me into a place where I had to put myself out there, on social media, in public, like today. Since then, I've done live media. My first speaking engagement, probably in 20 plus years, was on a stage in front of 8,200 people online and 1,400 in person with the mayor of Orlando. That was the first time I spoke in person in 20 years. This has forced me to be a person different than when this started. And I am grateful for that. I'm grateful. It's made me a different human being. It's made me stronger. And I know that I'm going to take these tools and I'm going to apply them in my future. And that's what I would relate to your listeners and people who listen today. push yourself beyond the limits that you were comfortable being in. And when you find yourself uncomfortable, that means you're going the right way. Keep going that way.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
And I love that, you know, we're back to the gratitude part, right? The attitude of gratitude. And I mean, like, start there and then push yourself further. And that's a great story. That's a great example.
Yeah,
Thank
you got to
Mark.
get out of your comfort zone. We talk about that all the time. I mean, it's super important. I call it the spidey sense. You know, like Spider-Man has his little tingly spidey sense.
The Peter tingle.
Yeah, yeah. So you'd feel it, right? That would be danger, right? Something was danger. Well, when you feel that spidey sense, all right, that's time to go. That's time to like charge in, because what that means is you're trying to stay safe and comfortable, and you wanna like hide and like get all isolated and like retreat, right? And that comes back to our when we were like cavemen and stuff like that. That sense is there to keep you alive, to keep you, you know, like from a tiger from jumping out in the wilderness and eating you, right? Like we had heightened senses. Well, we don't really, like, we've adapted, we've changed a lot. We don't have like tigers jumping out of the woods to eat us anymore. What it is it's there to keep you safe, and so you know.
Yeah. I think what you're part of what you're talking about is really even the fight or flight instinct,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
The fight or flight instinct, and if you get that tingling, that sense that there's danger there, it's out of your comfort zone, it's in your growth zone,
Right.
which is what we talk about. Like, that's where you need to lean into, and we've talked about that, and other guests have talked about that.
Yeah,
right?
I guess unless you hear like gunshots or something like that, okay,
wow.
then maybe like.
Well, yeah, you got to know when to fold and know when to hold them.
Well, there's two different types of fears. There's two different types of fears they talk about. I don't remember the exact name of the other one, but it's where you hear like a sudden, you know, that
That's startling.
that
yeah.
startling fright, right? Which like you're watching a scary movie, and then someone jumps out at you, right? Like that you know, everybody gets jumpy with that. That's different. That's completely different from like
A phobia or something.
or like public speaking, you know, you coming on here having to talk to 8,400 people, like that's different. You know what I mean? That's a different type of fear than that startling jump at you kind of fear. So
Yeah, Mark, just to let you know, I mean, you're not alone. Actually, Trevor's fear was public speaking, right?
Yeah.
And so that was one of his biggest fears.
An extreme fear with him
An
too,
extreme
Mark.
fear, yeah. So he had to get over that, but he leaned into it, and look where he's at now. So,
You know, I'll say as well, you know, we're talking about confronting fears, and that's really what this has become for me, is confronting fears. And I have learned through this process, as we discussed, to push through those fears. But the most miraculous thing that's happened is the more I push through them, the more doors open and the more resources available. And I want to make this point because this is very important again. You know, as I said, my mission has become to help to bring jobs back. And when I make it about myself and my needs, it kind of slips through my fingers. It just kind of goes away. But when I make it about fighting for others, helping others, and the doors just keep opening. And there's been some truly miraculous things that's happened through this process. And my team, the team that's left with me, we're all fighting, and we know we're in it together. And there was times when they were scared to death, and they would call me in the afternoon. They'd say, "We don't know how we're going to get this done. We don't know how this is going to happen. It's just this particular thing." And I got to the point where I would say, "It will come to us. Just be patient." And within hours, there would be phone calls out of nowhere offering up services and resources to us for exactly what we needed. It was uncanny. I can't fully describe it. And I'm going to go back to the gratitude thing. So I went back to my preacher and I said, "Okay, gratitude worked. Now this is what's happening to me." I said, "What does this mean?" I said, what these things are happening. These doors are opening. It keeps going. And he just looked at me and he said, "That's the way it works." So that's that you're doing it, and God is speaking to you, and God is bringing what you need to accomplish your mission. So it's been an incredible experience for me and my team.
I love that too, because what you also did is you spoke it into existence, right? You know, that is so important, right? I can't even tell you how important that is.
Yeah, we don't know how powerful our tongue. You God tries to tell us how
Yes.
powerful our tongues are, because we're made in His likeness and His image, and everything we know was spoken into existence. So no wonder he tells us about our tongue, you know?
Yeah, the spoken word. He said, "Let there be light."
Spoken word.
And God said, right?
Yeah.
He spoke,
Yeah.
right? I mean that there's power,
Yeah.
right? And so to
It's
speak
there
out
to
those
use,
things,
you know?
and I love what you said. Everybody else was saying, "I don't know how we're going to do this. I don't know how we're going to do this. I don't know how," and you're like, "We're going to do it," you know, and you just spoke life into it. And so, for those job seekers who are watching online right now, you need to be getting in front of that mirror, and talking to yourself and talking yourself up. Right? Give yourself some confidence boost. Like, get in front of that mirror. Like, I am the best fit for this job. I am going to get this job. This is my purpose. This is my calling, right?
You know, that brings up a job tip. I was just thinking about it. A lot of times when we're explaining what we do as job seekers, guys, we talk about, I used to be a project manager. I used to be a recruiter. Have you forgotten?
Right.
What,
Are you not still?
Are you not going in that direction? What are you doing?
You know, I'll give you another example of this, how I've seen it practically happen was Sandy Sampson. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So audience, you know how we're always in the summit, we're talking about BombBomb, right? We talk about that product to rehumanize your job search and all that stuff, right? Well, and it's not free, and everybody knows that. It's not free, and unfortunately there's a little bit of an expense to it. And you know, you're in a career transition, and that means money's tight and all that. Well, they have a 2-week free trial, okay? 2-week free trial. Sandy Sampson, she spoke it into existence. She said, oh, they got 2 weeks for free? I'm landing in those 2 weeks. I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use that thing for 2 weeks. I'm gonna send out as many freaking videos as I can in that 2-week period, and I'm gonna land in 2 weeks. And guess what?
And you know what?
On the very last day of her free trial,
got
boom,
that offer.
got the call.
She's working now.
Right? But she spoke that into existence. And she went to work, because it wasn't just her saying, I'm gonna do this in 2 weeks. Well, guess what? Now she had to go back it up. She had to go send out all those videos. She went to work, right? It's like you speak and then you go to work.
Yep. Guys, if you want to hear more of her story, connect with her. SANDEE.
Yeah.
Sandy
That's
Sampson.
right.
Yeah,
Right.
that's it.
Yep.
That's it.
SANDEE.
Spell her
Sandy
last name.
Sampson. SAMPSON.
Okay.
Right.
Hey, Mark, I got a question for you. So you're saying that, you know, we're going to put this thing back together, everybody back together. Together Again Expo. I love the name, like Mark said. So what do you need right now? What are some things that could help you make sure that this thing is just, you know, so successful? What are the things that you need right now?
Well, we're coming to Dallas. October 23rd, we're going to hold Together Again Expo in Dallas. We found that we need the local community. We need publicity and marketing, and as simple as online. We need people to like and share things that we're posting about Together Again Expo, and we need people to attend the show. Attendance is free. You can sign on. You can sign up online at togetheragainexpo.com. You'll see Orlando on there, and you'll see Dallas. You can register to attend the show for free. We're also seeking exhibitors. If you have, if you're within the trade show or exposition world, and you provide services to that sector, please come and exhibit. Or if you provide products or services that will help us to have safe exposition, such as PPE and sanitation products, we would also like you to come exhibit. So share, promote, attend, whether it's virtual or in person, and exhibit. That's what we need, and we need the local community to get excited about this and to help bring events back to Dallas.
Well,
let me add something to that, because I searched Mark out as part of my whole stepping out of my. I've never met Mark before. We met a couple weeks ago, but Orlando was my region because I was in the same industry that Mark was, and so I sought Mark out when I heard about this expo. There was not enough marketing before the one in Orlando and after, and the reality is that everything that happens at that expo is going to be really important, but we need people to talk about it. We talked about it before the show started. The event industry is not talked about in the media at all. And there's 10 million jobs. That's a lot of people.
Ooh, man.
So not all 10 million people are going to come to this show, and that's fine. But in all of our bomb videos and our LinkedIn and our marketing. He needs that more than anything else, is before the show and after the show, just talk about how successful it was, because that's going to make all the difference in the world.
I love that. Word of mouth. It's very important. Again, what do we talk about? You got to speak it. You got to speak, right? Why is word of mouth so impactful? Because it's the spoken word, right?
Yep. And it's like a referral, right? It's a referral.
It's a lot more personal, and I'm not putting down social media, but it's a lot more personal if I tell Josh, I got something cool you might be interested in, rather than I just send you an email.
Yeah.
Yep. It's borrowed trust. So, Mark, I know we're connecting with you. I'm sure that you'll get a lot of people connecting with you on LinkedIn. Is there any other way that you want people to interact with you?
LinkedIn is, we found, the best place to be for us right now, because of the fact that we're trying to bring jobs back, and LinkedIn is where it's at. You know, a lot of people jobs, a lot of people updating their statuses, so it's really given us a reach into our community. So LinkedIn, I'm finding to be the best resource for what we're doing in this place.
Spell your name for us again.
Sorry?
Spell your name for us again.
Mark, last name is Yuska, Y-U-S-K-A, Yuska.
There you guys have it.
All right, y'all go connect with Mark. Guys, we got to go to a real quick commercial break. Thank you so much for being with us, Mark.
Thanks a lot, brother.
And we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we got Josh Faris in the house.
At Waldorf University, we are committed to helping you discover a path to success. Our flexible online degree programs give you the freedom you need and deserve. Take the first step and receive 25% off your first course today.
This is my first LinkedIn video. My name is Lena Stutz. I'm a certified supply chain professional and a servant leader. I love to work across channels from product management, sales, operations, and inventory. I also love working with new technologies and automated systems. My passion is to ignite, inspire, and grow teams in work and volunteer organizations. Let's connect. And if you know someone that you think to connect with me, tag them in the comments below. Have a beautiful day.
Welcome back to the Who You Know Job Networking Show, where what you know is important, but
who y'all know.
Man, I'll see if y'all can do it the third time around. Come on. But
who you know.
Come on, it's Wednesday.
Trevor's who, Mark is yeah, and I'm no.
And no.
No.
With a K. With a K.
K with a no. Cano.
Man, we got Josh back here with us now.
Yeah, we're super excited.
Josh
We got
is
Josh
the
Faris
man
in the
and the
house.
whole 50 grand. That's right.
So guys, Josh Faris is the Regional Director of Operations with background in sales and marketing, student of the Who You Know show methodology,
All right.
and continual admirer of knocking down fear walls and seeing where God takes it. So we're excited about this. This is all about knocking down those fear walls. Today we got Josh Faris in the house. What's up, man?
I love it. I love it. I was just having this conversation with my son yesterday. He's playing football.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and he worked hard all summer. He did off season. He did his diet. And
that's what I'm talking.
He's looking great, but he just has this fear of getting hit. He had a concussion last year. And,
oh, man.
And he just doesn't want to do it. And we just had this conversation just 2 days ago about, man, you are so close to realizing your potential. If you can just bust through this fear, you have no idea where you can go. So it's applicable to everything.
Man,
have you told him
hit too?
Have you told him instead of the one getting hit to do the hitting?
It's been mentioned a couple times. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't blame him on that one. It's not fun getting hit.
I don't like getting hit either.
That's no good. That's no
Eighth
good.
graders in Texas are big boys.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
No, bigger than what we were.
Bigger than me.
I'm like, yeah.
Real quick, before we get into your interview, I want to tell the audience something real quick, okay? So Josh Faris is searching right now, okay?
Right.
And we want your support, okay? And you know what? For Mark as well. Mark right now, he's building. He's trying to bring 10 million jobs back. So what we need is your support. We need you to go ahead and hit that share button, because you never know where this, whose ears or whose eyes actually will see this thing. And it could impact Josh's life, it could impact Mark's life, and it could really help these guys out. So make sure you hit that share button before we go any further. Josh, tell me about your, some of the challenges, did you get affected by COVID? Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, so I was actually out in Las Vegas in March at the largest trade show in North America at Con Expo. It takes up all.
That's a big one.
It takes up all the parking lots, takes up everything, and it was real interesting because we put the show in, and as we were putting it in, there were shows on the West Coast and shows on the East Coast that had started going in, and they had to tear everything back down. They were closed before the show opened. So we were lucky we got the show open, but instead of going back to tear it down, they started bringing our people home because we knew airlines were starting to shut down. And so, I mean, in the blink of an eye, it was almost like 2 days. Our industry went from totally normal. We've been talking about 2020 in this industry for 7 years. This had the largest shows back to back to back. We've been talking about 2020 since 2013. I've been telling my wife, I'm not going to be home in 2020. And so the outlook was strong, and out of nowhere, it just stopped. And nothing, to his point, has happened since. So it was kind of a wow.
Yeah. Well, I remember the first time that, really we saw it was Video Marketing World.
Oh, man.
So we were scheduled for Video Marketing World. It was going to be a big conference here in Dallas. And
it was like a month and a half in advance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, we went the year before, but they shut down in February, I think it was.
It was, wasn't it?
Some of the things did, and what's crazy is as we've gone through this, is that CES is a huge show. Everybody knows consumer electronics. It's already shut down next year. It's all virtual. So they're actually saying this industry may not come back till the end of second quarter or third quarter of 2021, that's why what he's doing is so important, so that people can see that, look, our kids are in school. We've all been to Walmart and Home Depot, and, I don't want to make it I know everybody's got things, but we're getting back to life as normal. And for an industry that's got 10 million people out of work, we got to get those people back as soon as we can. So.
Yeah, and there's got to be a way that it can be done, and they're doing it, right?
Yeah.
There's a way that it can be done in the new norm and still facilitate the expos.
Well, we need to reach out to Donnie. Remember we had Donnie on the show the other day, and he had that conference that he was hosting.
Yeah,
coming up at the end of September. I got the virtual
tickets. You got one.
That's right. You got tickets. Yeah,
you're the lucky winner.
I slid in. I knew my comment wasn't going to make it, so I buttered him up, and it worked.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Donnie's a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to find out how that goes. Tell me.
Yeah, I'm going to. I plan on really paying attention to that.
So you're in the similar industry, right? You're same industry. Is that where you're looking to go back into?
So I could talk for hours about this, but the reality is that when it all kind of happened, I kind of took pause, right? I didn't know how long this was going to last. So I built a grill surround from outdoor patio and played with the kids and just enjoyed all that stuff. And then about probably early June, I was like, this isn't coming back. So, and it's funny because as I've watched your show, I literally did everything you tell people not to do. So if you're doing it, there's hope you can do better. But I've been with 2 companies in 20 years. So I hadn't done this resume. I mean, there were computer labs back in college. I don't even know if that's a thing anymore because people didn't have personal computers in the dorm room. So I paid a company to update my resume, and I thought they did a decent job, and I just started putting it out there, on LinkedIn or Indeed or wherever, right? The fishing, that's what we call it, right? Fishing. So
with a PH.
I didn't catch anything.
So tell us exactly what was your function. What did you do in that industry?
So I was a regional director of operations. So I handled everything in the entire Southeast. So my region was Texas to Charlotte to Miami. So if there was a trade show in the Southeast, my managers oversaw all of the installation dismantle labor to build and tear down all these booths.
So maybe some supply chain and logistics jobs could get your attention?
Possibly, but that's kind of where I was going. Is so when I did that, I probably looked like a crazy person. I'd take a nightly walk, and I was just kind of having it out with God, like, what are you doing here? Because this isn't working. And I talked to an old colleague who doesn't live here, but he was the one who said, hey, you should check out Stonebriar Church. And that's how I came in contact with Who You Know. And as I started watching, I realized I've got a totally reverse course with my way of thinking, with what I'm doing. It's just not working. And so as part of that, I kind of was able to just let go of my job, right? So the reality is I've been indefinitely furloughed. If my job comes back, I get it back, but I don't know if it's going to. But I just kind of decided, you know what? Maybe God's telling me it's time for a change, for a career change. I've been blessed to have a lot of different experiences. I've done a lot of different things. Let's just be open, right? So, and I know we talk about that. Supply chain would be good, operations. I've done marketing, sales. Like, I kind of feel like God's going to put me where He wants me to be. It's more about just walking this walk. And so I'm open to a lot of things. I think I've been fortunate enough to work in a lot of different industries. And I talked with Andy with the Maximize Your Job Search. If you guys have not talked to Andy, you need to talk to Andy Cook. She is amazing.
She really is.
But yeah, I'm open to a lot, and I think I can.
So the other day we were talking about it, and you had some core values though. Okay, so when he says, you know, I'm open, but let me tell you, this guy's done his reflection. We talk about this all the time. He knows what he wants. Talk to me about some of those values and things that you're looking for, because he's not just saying, oh yeah, I'll take whatever.
No, I'm being pretty intentional. I actually just reached out to a guy on LinkedIn before I came on the show where I was reading his company's values, and man, he knocked them off. But I read the book. I think we talked about it. You Start With Your Why by Simon Sinek during this whole pandemic.
Yeah.
And man, a lot of people and a lot of companies don't know why they do what they do. So I don't really want to come work for you no matter what I'm doing if you can't tell me that you know why you're doing what you're doing, from the executive all the way down to a dock worker, right? Like, it's important.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to be in sync and know why you're doing what you're doing, because otherwise you're just kind of spinning your wheels. So that's my first thing.
Can I say something onto that real quick?
Yeah.
Can I add something on that? That's a great interview question. Like, one of your first, like, you know how you're supposed to bring questions to the interview? Like, ask the interviewer, say, hey, tell me why, like, what is your why? Tell me your company's mission. Why are they doing what they're doing?
I did in one of my interviews.
They
loved it. Yeah, they were like, that's a great question.
Okay.
Yeah.
I bet a lot of them wouldn't know, though.
Or
You're gonna get a lot of that.
they just recite their mission statement.
Yeah, That's a good question, though.
No, it is. I think it is, because if they
Tell me your why.
If they can't say it on the spot, then they don't really know.
Yeah, they're not connected to it.
That's just not. I've done that before, and it doesn't really work.
Yeah.
So the second one was, I've always told my team this, and I really believe it, is that I want to celebrate our wins as a group, as a company. I think it's important to celebrate. People pour their heart and sweat, their family time into these companies to make them successful. It doesn't always have to be a monetary thank you, but if you're not going to say, hey, good job, you're going to lose people's want and drive. But the second thing is just as important. It's what this guy this morning said, was that I want to celebrate mistakes. And I know that seems kind of weird, but to me, mistakes are really important, because if you don't ever try, if you don't ever get off your keister and make an effort, you're never going to make any mistakes. I've had plenty of people on my teams who have said, I don't know where to start, or I don't know what to do. And I'm like, well, did you do anything? Did you try anything? And we learn as a group when you make mistakes. So I think it's important.
Yeah, if you're not failing, you're not trying.
Yeah.
Right.
The Falcon just said, Amy Falcon, she just landed, guys, up in Washington State. She just said, job search is a team effort.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not by ourselves.
No, and that's been more clear in this whole thing. I think we'll talk about that in a little bit, but this is a family.
Yeah, community.
Yeah, it is.
It's real important. Community is one of our cornerstones.
So what are some of the things that you changed then, right? You've changed your course, changed your focus, changed your values or what you're looking for. Yeah. What else have you changed? What's changed for you then?
Man, I feel like we've talked about it a lot today already, right? Like, I haven't met a conversation that I haven't wanted to continue in the last couple weeks. Like, I've met some people I would have never met had it not been for this show, or just talking to people about, I mean, it doesn't have to be about anything job related. I think that's really the key. If you just focus on what you need out of it, we talked about gratitude, you're probably not going to get an audience with people. If you just talk to people about, look, I tried to have an interview with Mark for some content. And at the time, he wasn't real comfortable with talking about some things, because he had been through a lot of struggles. And I was kind of flustered because I had set it up on my calendar. I thought we were going to do the Zoom call. And I just kept talking to him to get to know him, because I had never talked to Mark before. And by the end of the call, he said, I trust you. Next time you want to do an interview, I'll do one with you. And
There you go.
Just not giving up, just finding out what people need is huge.
So let's rewind there, though. Hold on. Because what you're talking about, I want to make sure the audience gets a full understanding of what we're saying here. So you're doing content, you're doing interviews, you are interviewing other people. Talk to me about that, because where did that come from and why are you doing that? And how's it working for you?
I don't know if I should thank Trevor and the Who You Know show or Shay or whoever taught, but look guys, video's everything. I think in one of the first classes I went to, you talked about how less than 1% of the people are using it. But let's be real clear. I just told somebody this yesterday. Right now we're doing Zoom calls and it's taking the place of emails and these things. In 5 years, you may not send emails anymore. You may only send video messages.
You know, that's the thought.
There's so much personality that gets missed in typed words. When you can sit there and talk to somebody, and this is the other thing I tell people when they say, I don't know where to start. I said, just start with something you're comfortable with. You don't even have to be on camera. Have somebody record you talking to someone else, just so that and then go back and watch it. Talk about a book you read, or talk.
Well, that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
So guys, to give you an understanding, so Josh is having networking meetings. He's networking, right? You're having to do that right now in your search anyways, right? You have to network. How are you networking? Zoom, right? So you're hopping on a Zoom call with a complete stranger who you've never met before. You're having a conversation. It's kind of like that coffee shop talk, right? You're getting to know them, they're getting to know you. But you know what he's doing that everybody else isn't? He's recording it. He's getting their permission, of course. You have to get their permission. Tell them up front what you're doing and why you're doing it, but record that meeting, okay? That meeting, do you know how many little pieces of micro content do you get out of that meeting?
Oh, a lot.
I
just did a 3-part series from one phone call last week, and they were probably a little too long if I'm going by Trevor's tutelage, but there was too much good content there. I didn't want to cut it all out.
Yeah, you will cut it out, yeah.
In addition to that, the other thing that you're doing is you're making it about them, right? It's not about you. And what you said earlier was, you know, there are a lot of times where we go into it with, what can I get out of it? And that's I think, what you were alluding to. And it really was just with Mark, right? That perfect example of you made it about him, about actually getting to know him, being real, genuine relationships, right, Foster? And you got to the point where the script flipped. I mean, he was probably at the beginning very standoffish and maybe even hard to get to talk.
Yeah.
And in the end, he said, I trust you. Look, I trust you. And look, totally changed the course of that relationship.
Well, and to take the coffee point, so when this all first started, I had talked to this recruiter about a job, and she didn't have something lined up at the time, but she said, I loved your video, the little hi, how are you video. She said, would you mind talking to my husband? He's a financial planner, but he's starting his own company. Would you mind just sharing with him, you know, what you did? And I'm like, that was like my second video, but sure. So I went and had coffee with this guy. We met up in Allen, and it was just supposed to be 30 minutes. We talked for 2 hours.
Yep, that's how it happens.
And the cool thing about it was at the end of it, he sent me a free HD camera and a microphone to keep doing my videos. I could tell you so many of those stories that, like, having no expectation, I was just going to talk to the guy. Like, things happen. We all know why they happen, and that's kind of part of the thing, is if you're not willing to take a step out of your cave of fear, if you're not willing to take a step out, you're never going to, it's like Indiana Jones, right? When he's going across the canyon and he doesn't see the bridge that's there. If you don't ever step out of your cave, you're never going to find out where you can go or what's interesting. Everybody wants to reach back, right? Hey, I got one.
I can't even find
Mike job. Yeah, you got to step out of your cave, caveman.
Well, go ahead, Foster.
My buddy Nina Modi's with us. She's overseas, believe it or not. And so, guys, we were talking a while ago because she's the expert in all this. I mean, she is, oh my goodness, she is the PhD of all the stuff that we're talking about. Now, look, consideration, guys, consideration. Let's make a consideration of this. What we're talking about with video and what you've accomplished, what Trevor's teaching people to do. We are on the precipice. That's a big word for me. We're on the precipice of this thing. Don't ask me to spell it. But it's very powerful while we're on the precipice. It's a new idea, and people are starting to go that way. Well, you know, every time we turn on LinkedIn, every time we turn on Facebook, what do we see?
Video.
So Trevor and I were talking about this early on. and we moved in that direction. It's slowly catching up. And then what you just said, 5 years, it wouldn't even surprise me if we're almost completely going in that direction.
Yeah, it's already there, guys.
It's there.
Especially with the Zoom now, with COVID, we're there today.
Consideration, guys.
Like, how have you talked to people? I want you to think about it right now.
Yeah, over the last 3 to 5 months.
How have you been communicating with the rest of the world?
I'm a baby boomer, and I'm
right?
saying.
So it's
Y'all
here.
gonna kill
It's
me.
done. Like, video is the way. Like, it is the way of the future. And we'll get there with VR. We'll be in the same room with these VR things. I mean, that's real. That's coming. So get ready for uncomfortable. We're going to be walking around with these little headsets. Okay, we had a mic drop moment. So let's go to the audience. What do we want to do for the mic drop moment?
Okay, so I talked with Trevor before we came, and my first idea was asking people about some content that I posted last week. But here's the deal. So when I started watching the Who You Know show, I had treated LinkedIn like Facebook. I had people for years send me invites, and I never accepted them because I'm like, I don't know you. And I learned real quickly that's not a good idea. So when I started this, I think I was at 260 people. That was 12 weeks ago. So average it out, I think I've averaged adding like 18 people a week. I am now, I think when I walked in the studio, I was at 288 connections. So one of the things I did when I interviewed some guys that I just met, I don't even know how they connected with me, but he was a cool guy, JJ. Shout out to JJ. He did this book club with these guys, and it's really just brought even more community. And so what I wanted to do is hit your connect button, right? And when I get home, whoever my 499th connection and 500th connection are, I'm going to send each of you a copy of this book, Tools of Titans. When I went to Barnes & Noble, I thought it was little, but apparently it's an Encyclopedia Britannica.
That's a big book.
That's a big old book. I was thinking it was somebody's Bible over there.
Wait. So I want to make sure I got this straight, right? You said you were at 260. 60, and that was 12 weeks ago.
Yep.
Okay, and now you're at 488.
489.
Oh, okay.
49, there we go.
489.
Okay, so you look 489. So you want whoever gets
I need
what?
11.
So 10 more.
499, yeah.
10 and 11. The 10th and 11th connection from right now, you're going to get that book. You're going to get the book.
So basically,
now, y'all,
guys,
tell him where you saw it. Explain something.
well, yeah,
Tell him where you saw and what you heard.
So everybody, what you need to do is go to Josh Faris's LinkedIn profile. Make sure you go to his LinkedIn profile. Go connect with him, right?
Yep.
Look at that profile.
Good-looking guy up there, man.
Boy, look at that.
Oh, look at that banner.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
That's a nice. Look at
That
it.
is a
Says
nice
connect
banner.
with me. Let's connect.
Josh
Love that.
Faris in the
And here's the thing. You got follow, so you need to go to more and click connect.
Yep.
Type in a message. Hey, saw you on the show. Great interview on the show.
Okay.
Let them know where you're coming from.
Okay,
Right.
and I'm going to give you another tip.
Yep.
Right on that. So I love that you brought that up. So we need to switch back from the follow, switch it to connect. Get away from the follow, switch it back to connect.
It was, and then somebody else.
Told you to go to follow?
Yeah, so I just changed it the other day,
Oh,
so I'm
my
going
God.
back. That was
Okay.
my bad.
Okay, let me, real quick, while we still have just a minute or so, I'll explain why. If you're under 30,000 connections, you only get 30,000 connections. That's it. That's all LinkedIn gives you.
wonder why
30,000. You can have 1 million followers. Okay, you can have a billion followers.
Oh, yeah.
Like, your followers, there's
Look
no
at
limit.
Brene Brown, yeah.
Right? There's no
Exactly.
limit on followers, but there's only 30,000 connections. So what you want to do is you want to build a real tight-knit community, a real tight-knit, up to 30,000, then you switch it over to follow, because here's the bonus. When you get to 30,000 connections and you switch to follow, then they give you this special little perk, okay? They actually put that follow button on every single piece of content that you produce.
On your posts.
Got it.
So that's the benefit of it, okay? Because every time you,
Yeah. Mic drop.
because that follow button, now all of a sudden, one piece of content, you might get 1,000 followers. They may see it and go, oop, boop, right? Does that make sense?
Perfect. Yep.
So go to connect until you get to 30,000. When you hit 30, then switch to follow.
Got it.
Right? All right.
Give people something to follow.
You're probably there right now. You probably just got 40 new connections.
Oh, yeah.
So-
Yeah, let's check it. We're going to check it right now. We're going to see. And if we don't get it, we got to get him where he's at. We need to know who it is.
I've got 11 people that have sent invites.
Oh, there
so
you go.
I'm already
You got
there.
10 and 11.
Well, let's
All right.
check it out.
Figure out who it
Yeah,
is.
we're going to see who it is.
We could announce it right here. While they're
right.
looking, I want to read this comment out because I want to give a shout out. Jennifer McClendon. I saw your comment, and this is why we're doing the show. This comment embodies exactly why we're doing the show. She wrote, "This is the best hour of the day. Wow. I feel the family vibe. I've felt all alone in this. I am new to this. This is so nice to have."
What was her name again?
Jennifer McClendon.
Jennifer, you're not alone. You're not alone, right? The enemy wants you to feel like you're alone. The enemy wants to isolate you. He wants to keep you in fear, right? You are not alone. You have a community. Reach out to me. Reach out to Mark. Like my cell phone number's on my profile. Go look. If you need to talk about anything, I'm serious about that. You're not alone. This is a family. This is a community.
I just got a little choked up there because Jennifer, this is exactly what we're doing. So
who
I'm a recruiter. You guys connect with me. I'll tell you stuff you may not want to hear, but it's right.
Yeah, and I'll just echo that before I say these names. I've already made a new family with the people that I've connected with, even the people that just watch this show. We interact every day on each other's posts. Trevor put us in a pod, and we're so supportive. The best thing that I've learned about LinkedIn is with all the negativity and all the unknown out in the world, the other social media, LinkedIn is a place where people are looking for ways to reach back and pull you up. It happens every day. I'm blown away at how much people want to help.
Boom.
It is. LinkedIn is the place to be. Facebook, sorry.
Yeah, you might be
Zuckerberg.
uplifted in Facebook. You might be tore down.
Yeah.
All
But LinkedIn,
right,
you're
so
going to be
we're at $4.99, and there's a lot more, but it looks like Michael Caldwell.
Hey, Michael Caldwell. All right. Hey,
And,
Michael.
Michael Caldwell's a big winner.
And Carrie Kane.
Carrie
Kane. All right, Carrie.
I'll connect with you guys and send you these encyclopedias.
You see this?
Oh,
you
my
see
God.
what you're about to get? You're about to get all these pages.
Carrie Kane and I connected last night.
Dang.
Go, Carrie.
Hold on. Time
What you got?
Did he sign it?
Look at Josh's business card.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if y'all can see that. Can y'all zoom in on that?
Oh, man.
Look at that business card.
Yeah.
Your branding is on point.
Oh, yeah. You know what?
Bro,
I
your
have to say,
branding.
Josh, logistics, you're in the wrong field. Like, you're killing it right now. So
Dang, your
branding.
Y'all need to go check out his content, okay? Because we're talking about content strategy, what he's doing, content. Like, connect with Josh because I also know we didn't really get a whole lot of chance to dive into it on this show because we ran out of time. But he's doing the videos and he's doing the editing and he's got some tips for you. So for those of you that want to get into video, you're like, but the editing might be holding you back a little bit, connect with him.
Tomorrow, this came to me, so I'm glad you brought it back up because I had forgotten. I've had a lot of people reach out in the last couple of days about what I'm using because look, I'm on an Elmer's glue and Scotch tape budget up in McKinney. So I'm having to find unique ways to do things. And again, I never had done this. However long it's been, 6 weeks ago, I'd never been on camera. I'd never videoed myself. I hadn't even I don't do any of that. Like
Your video is what got my attention. I told Andy, we were talking about, I said, this is a guy named Josh Faris, and I've connected with him because I saw his video. Dude, that video, you had me at video.
Good. Well, look, if I can do it, anybody else can do it. I'm going to put a content out tomorrow just sharing the tools that I've used, that I've found that work for me so that if anybody else wants to do it, because the reality is when they do these claps for people who have landed, like that's the whole point of this family, right?
Yeah.
Is to get everybody a new career and a new job, and we're excited for everybody. So
do me a favor, record that video, okay?
Yep.
Record that video of all the little tips, video tips, right, that you got. And then what we'll do is we'll put it on the YouTube page.
Yeah.
Right? We'll get you we'll put you on the page. Yeah. And that way, people can look at it, for years to come. They can see it. They can get your tips and get your value. You feel me?
Yeah, man, that's great.
And you guys need to go subscribe and hit that subscribe and hit that bell.
That's right. And
mash
Josh,
that button.
You'll meet so
mash
many
that
people.
button. Go
People will
on
want to
and mash it.
It's fun. It's
all
fun.
right, guys.
It is fun.
Well, that's the show.
It's all
about
who ya know.
Bye.
Bye.
And bye-bye.